11 years after Chris Redfield survived the mansion incident, he finds himself in Africa for Resident Evil 5.
Resident Evil 5.
Chris is now a part of the BSAA, a Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance, it just rolls off the tongue, and rendezvous in Africa with counterpart Sheva Alomar. They are tasked with apprehending Ricardo Irving, who is attempting to sell a bioweapon on the black market. They quickly discover the locals are infected with a similar parasite as to those in Resident Evil 4. Chris notices an image of his former partner Jill Valentine, and now the game decides to inform us that Jill died taking down Albert Wesker a few years ago. You know, just one of those throwaway pieces of information about two of the most important characters in Resident Evil history. Anyway, we are informed that Jill is still alive, so Chris changes his priorities to find his old partner. Good old Sheva comes along for the ride too. While searching for Jill, Chris finds Ricardo Irving and he and Sheva corner him. Feeling like his only option is to fight, Irving injects himself with a parasite variant of Las Plagas and becomes a hulking grey octopus thing. Sheva and Chris don't mess around and kill Irving, but only after he gives them precious intel on a nearby cave. Our heroes locate the cave, which is home to the flowers that created the original progenitor virus. To make the story a little more convoluted, the surrounding area is filled with Tricell paraphernalia, and Tricell are the company who fund the BSAA. Yes, the organisation that Chris and Sheva work for. With a little further delving, it becomes apparent that Tricell have continued Umbrella's research and run a secret laboratory filled to the brim with live specimens and test subjects. Chris locates Jill's capsule, but of course it's empty. The revelations keep coming as Tricell CEO Axela Gione is in cahoots with Albert Wesker. So yeah, both Jill and Wesker are still alive. A flashback informs us that Oswell Spencer, one of the founding members of Umbrella, created the Wesker children in an attempt to fulfill his desire to be a god. Albert Wesker is said to be the sole survivor of this project. Wesker does not take too kindly to the fact that he was manufactured and murders the man he once considered a father. Wesker plans to infect the entire globe with the latest super bioweapon, Ouroboros. He hopes only a select few people will survive, allowing the human race to prosper by weeding out the weaker individuals. Jill Valentine is revealed to be one of Wesker's lackeys due to a mind control amulet which is buried in her chest. Chris and Sheva remove it and Jill wakes up from her nightmare. To buy him more time, Wesker decides to infect Axela with the Ouroboros virus, and she becomes a giant tentacled beast, which of course is defeated by our heroes. Jill informs Chris that there is only one way to beat Wesker, and it's to over-infect him with the virus. They act on Jill's words to mixed results, but Wesker attempts to flee in a bomber primed with Ouroboros missiles. Chris and Sheva bring down the plane in a volcano of all places. Wesker is now in full rage mode and mutates, and this is where the final battle is held. Chris and Sheva defeat Wesker, but he will not stay dead. Just in the nick of time, Jill shows up and rescues the dynamic duo, who finally kill Wesker using twin rocket launchers.
Chris, Sheva, use those!
Is that it? Is Wesker really dead? I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. But that's it. That's Resident Evil 5 in 3 minutes. Do us a favour and press subscribe, because that's bloody hard work, that. Thanks again. I'm Adam from PlayStation Grenade, and I'll see you next time.